What up, everyone? I'm Rich Mays Lopez.
I'm Brendan Dunn, news editor at Soul Collector.
Gerald Flores filling in for Matthew J. Welty.
Yeah, we are sorely missing Mr. Welty this week. Can we say where he is? He's not here today. Are we allowed to disclose his location?
He is doing soccer hooligan things with his friends,
yeah,
right?
football-related activities.
Taking his shirt off probably. And
We'll leave it at
Hopefully we'll
Yeah.
have some footage. But let's get into full size run. I'm kicking it off by taking a look at Jordan's fall preview, which included several different models, some of which I like, some of which I don't like. 212s, Bordeaux 12, a cool gray 12, the return of the classic Altitude 13, Royal Flyknits, and a Wheat 13, which is not pictured here, a Wheat 1, and a Wheat Air Jordan 6.
Anything good in here, Rich?
Off top, I like the Bordeaux 12, I like the gray 12. Altitude 13s, no matter how many times they come back, are still important.
Yeah, I think the
On some level.
Altitude 13 is like the easy pick from this group, right?
And then I like the Flyknit Royal 1.
And we hate the wheat stuff.
I can do some
I'm not mad at the Wheat 6. I am fucking with this Flyknit Jordan 1.
Yeah,
Actually,
Go ahead, show
rocking the red
them.
ones.
Check
Hit 'em.
Check the
with them.
flexibility.
Full disclosure, these were free from Jordan Brand.
Yes,
am I
full
right?
disclosure.
Am I right?
These were
I paid
I
for
did
mine.
not pay for these. Yeah, but this is like my first time wearing them. They're really actually.
I heard they were comfortable.
Fucking comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're really good.
I mean, I guess I'm not as much of a purist as G is.
Yes.
I do,
When it
obviously.
comes to retro
when it comes to
colorways
retro
and
jazz,
things
yeah.
like that.
But I feel like you said, the wheat stuff is a little bit done to death at this
Yeah.
point. Jordan is jumping on it a little bit late, and if I'm copping a wheat anything in the winter fall, it's going to be a Tim. But if it's not, it'll be an
Shout out to Nas.
It'll be shout out to Nas.
Shout out to Foot Locker. Shout out to Hennessy.
It'll be
Why I'm so hungover this morning.
it'll be the Air Force One.
Yeah.
I have the highs. I
You
want
don't,
the
need,
lows.
you don't need anything more than that, right?
And I don't need wheat J's, especially.
I mean,
Please-
I like the sixes though. I mean, I don't wear Tims just because like I'm vertically challenged and they look weird on my feet.
They could help you out though.
They give you
I know,
Right?
but like the 6-inch boots like come all the way up to like my calf muscle.
That's half
man.
your body.
Yeah, yeah. But like if I do like wheat sneakers. I
Wheat
mean, I'm
sneakers are
not.
good.
Yeah. I like this. I'm not mad at the 6, but I feel like everyone's kind of like jumping on that now. Like we saw the Packer joints.
Yeah.
Which were fire.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah, they were good.
A lot of
Full
going on
disclosure,
today.
I got those
Yeah.
for you.
But
But the 12s are good, 13 is good, the 1 is good, the wheat stuff I can pass.
Something else to talk about news-wise, Nike had a big rollout in LA this weekend. They debuted some new Air Force One styles. They showed off a bunch of the upcoming Nike NBA jerseys, obviously a huge deal there, and they also did some wear tests for the LeBron 15. They still haven't really talked about the LeBron 15 a lot, but they're kind of bringing it out in public more and more.
Yeah.
We saw it at the Kiss show.
Yep.
We saw it this past weekend.
like I don't like. I know that the NBA is trying to make money by selling advertising,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's just weird to see a logo on a basketball jersey.
Do you mean
especially-
the Nike logo or the other logo?
No, the advertiser logo.
Yeah,
Like the
advertising
General
logo.
Electric
Yeah,
or
and it's just
Harley
like-
Davidson or what have you?
Yeah, actually, the Harley Davidson was kind of dope.
Okay,
but,
send Gerald one of those.
Yeah, but I mean, to see like a logo on a Lakers jersey or a Celtics
Yeah,
jersey
yeah.
seems kind of sacrilegious.
And
to me.
also, some of them are really, really poorly integrated. Like this Brooklyn one with the big white Infor thing is really poorly executed, while like the ATL one, which like kind of blends into the jersey, is much better. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I agree with Gerald. Like seeing advertising space on an NBA jersey is a little off-putting, but the jerseys themselves are okay. I think.
it'll take a while to get used to.
Gee, let's talk about these sneakers here.
Oh yes, so Nike debuted the Nike Flyleather, a super material, quote unquote, and we have them right here in front of us. The DLR version is, they're basically made of recycled leather.
Did you just smell it?
How
No,
does
no,
it
no,
smell
I
I
thought you were
Real
smelling it. Does it smell like real leather?
Yeah.
It smells 50% better than real
smells-
leather. So
it
if that doesn't
smells-
convince you, I don't know what does.
Fly.
Oh, yeah. The name is kind of, I mean, obviously like the.
Well, it's the easy Nike
Yeah,
naming convention,
Flyleather,
right? You
Fly.
put fly or air
I
or
think
vapor
on
and
the
we're
show
done.
a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the whole fly thing, and we made a joke about some fly.
And
we'll
someone
call
in
it fly
Beaverton
something.
scribbled it down.
And it was like, and
fly,
now we
got
have
it.
fly leather.
You see these first 5 silhouettes, and I am a little meta, so it's 50% recycled leather, 80% lower carbon footprint compared to traditional leather.
They're even saying 40% lighter.
40%
I'm not.
lighter.
I trust that they're not just like putting random figures out there, but holding these don't feel 40% lighter than a standard pair of Air Force
Maybe
Ones, Air Max.
39%?
Yeah, a high 38. They're also saying it's 5 times more durable in abrasion tests than regular leather.
Oh, we'll have to try that out. We might have to try that out.
Do you want me to just put them on right now and just rub them against the floor? So one pair has released on Nike.com, and I think the rest of these,
Tennis Classic
50 pairs only of each SKU are being given away. We have a link to that.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, in the press release, they mentioned it could be game-changing in the way that Flyknit is. And Flyknit was a game-changer, but 100%. A big thing about Flyknit is a regular consumer can look at it and see that it's so different from other sneakers. These just look like regular leather sneakers. I mean, and the colorways aren't particularly good. They have safari print on there, which just seems totally random on here.
I mean, I think it is a game changer if you're like a geek about like manufacturing.
Yeah,
and the environment. And then I think we saw a pitch come in like PETA.
PETA.
Something to complain
PETA
about.
is upset about this. Actually, we can read off their statement. So this is what PETA said: consumers beware. Half of Nike's Flyleather is made from the skins of sensitive cows who don't want to die. The same struggling animals from the same bloody tanneries that produce any other leather, with nothing recycled about it. PETA urges Nike to embrace the vegan half of Flyleather and switch entirely to high-performance, sustainable vegan leather.
I think they're kind of hating. I mean, at least they're trying. Like, I mean,
they're kind of hating.
I love it. I love animals. I love the environment.
I'm recently vegetarian, so this speaks to me.
Moving along to another, at least to me, and I'm assuming the rest of the panel, very important piece of news. Sneaker that was leaked onto the net last week, and that is the Stache Spiridon.
These look so good.
Very good.
These look so good.
The Nike Air Zoom Spiridon by Stache. Now, so the Stache Air Force One and the Stache Air Max 95 drop, if you were around and collecting sneakers by then, at that point, was just a massive, massive deal.
Tell us what a young Rich Lopez, Rich Lopez was doing in that era.
So
there you were at your desk.
No, I was definitely at home in my underwear.
Okay.
But
the story's taking a turn.
So anyway, at that point, I was first getting kicksinthecity.com off the ground. And because I'm in New York and because the release was in New York, I had a direct view of this apocalyptic release, and it was apocalyptic. I did not get a pair at that release, but the good people at Recon and Nort, where I spent damn near every day at, held me down weeks later. So anyway, the reason why this is important.
How many floors did you have to sweep to get a pair?
Actually, I was tying laces there. But the reason why this is important to me, besides all that, is Stache and Nike back together makes me happy.
Yeah,
that's a
big deal. He kind of hinted at this at the end of last year. He posted a pair of Spiridons, not quite this colorway, but they had a blue swoosh on them, and people kind of assumed. I think he took the photo down later on. I'm happy like you. I don't have quite a strong connection to them, but the Stache Nike stuff is just classic, like early collab era Nike. And this shoe is kind of predictable, to be totally honest, but like it's still, it just works.
It's Stache. It's Stache, and because of that, it's hot. But either way, whenever this joint drops, I need the sneaker. I absolutely need the sneaker to go with the Air Force Ones that I have.
I'm with you on that one. Let's talk about Adidas now. This is probably the biggest piece of news we have to discuss this week, and we can certainly spend a lot of time on it. Adidas has jumped over the Jumpman. Is that a fair statement?
Period.
Is that a fair statement?
For now.
Matt Powell, industry analyst, tweeted out basically Adidas has overtaken Jordan as the number 2 footwear brand in the U.S. He says Adidas sports footwear, that's his word for sneakers, sales grew more than half for the month, and their market share right now in the U.S. for the sneaker market is around 13%. So this is obviously huge. Adidas has been gaining a lot of momentum in the past couple years. You can attribute it to whatever you want. We'll certainly discuss all of that.
I think my favorite part about this news is the social media shots that employees from both respective companies are like kind of like taking.
We were talking about this.
That's my least favorite thing.
I'm glad that Adidas people are so hyped on it, and they should be, and you should be proud when your company's doing so well. But it's just like, act like you've been here before. It's kind of how I've, even though they haven't been here, for some time. It's like, what happens next month if your share dips a little bit and then you're not,
In my personal opinion, I think that this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. The competition, the level of competition is that much higher.
It's great for everybody because it's going to push Jordan, Nike, and Adidas to continually make better and better products.
Nike is still far ahead of Adidas.
People gotta,
the gap is still big.
Yeah, the gap is still big. I mean, that's the thing. It's like a lot of these people, in our space, or a lot of the sneakerheads in our space, just are getting their information from a very small amount of sources. But Nike's still considerably number one here. So
and
chill.
Another thing to consider. Somebody on Twitter hit us with this. The other Mike I see, Jordan is a division or a sub-brand or a subsidiary of Nike. So keep in mind that all of Adidas business in the U.S. is only beating this one piece of Nike's puzzle, which also includes Converse and the entire Nike. It's just they separate out the sales.
Wait, hold on. So this was August, ending of August, right? Whatever the math is or whatever the calendar, I'm saying that Jordan always owns the fourth quarter, period. The holiday season is Jordan's,
every
period.
Fourth quarter.
They
like to Mike Jordan then.
Every fourth quarter. So Adidas, ride your wave now, have fun. Jordan will be back. Now our best and worst things that we saw on the net this week, and there were plenty, but we're only going to narrow it down to 3.
The worst was so hard for me. Like I had so many,
but G,
I know. I got
tell us
the
about
easy
your
job.
best. We'll start out positive.
Yeah, and I rarely get to say the positive things, so this is cool.
I'm switching up this week.
StockX teamed up with Marshall Mathers for something awesome. They're doing this raffle.
Also known as Eminem.
Yes.
The rapper, right?
Eminem
the rapper.
Yeah, to do this charity raffle for Hurricane Harvey relief and I guess all the hurricanes. There's so many. I think it's really cool that they made it. They democratized it so it's fair. $10, you'll help a great cause, and you'll get a chance to win some hype sneakers.
Yeah, man, hit up StockX and get your money in.
Yeah. All right, enough of all that. I want to talk about
what are you mad about today?
The worst thing I saw this week.
Tell them why you mad, B.
Like I said, there were a couple things contending for it, but this is my pick. These cleats that they made for Odell Beckham Jr. are hideous. Okay, you have to even back up because there's like levels to it. So first of all, the Supreme Uptempo is a bad-looking sneaker.
No, chill.
Yes.
The gold one, maybe.
The gold one especially.
Yeah.
The Nike Air More Uptempo is a classic sneaker.
Yes.
But it's a brash design.
Yes.
Even I think Tinker Hatfield told Wilson Smith, like, this isn't good design, but you're going to sell 1 million of them. I kind of agree with him on that point.
Even Scottie Pippen himself said he thought it was arrogant when he first saw it.
Right. So the Supreme version of it looks bad. The lettering looks sloppy. And when you take that and turn it into a cleat, it just looks even worse. There's nothing uniform about the lettering. Like, it's all out of shape. I just don't know what Supreme Uptempos have to do. Like, I get that, like, yeah, obviously Odell Beckham Jr. likes whatever the latest hype Nike Lab collaboration is. And of course he likes everything Supreme, which I'm sure he's been a fan of Supreme forever.
Wait, you said it sarcastically.
What does that have to do with his fucking cleats? Like, I don't get it. You can't just be like, yeah, you like the shoe, so let's turn it into a cleat. Like,
I think at the very least it matches his brand.
And also, I expect this stuff from customizers, but
true.
From what I can
That's
see,
true.
Nike made these for him.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's just like
I'm just saying, fuck the NFL in general. Just
hot
how they,
take.
just how they did my man Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah,
True.
I'm
just
with
everything.
that. I'm on that
But,
train.
I mean, let's just be honest. As hard as you, as much as you try to boycott it, you're never gonna get away from it, and they're not.
And it's
gonna be
also
losing
America's,
money,
it's still
but-
America's first sport. It's still the most popular sport in America. But
these are slightly more offensive than the NFL.
my worst thing on the internet, and this is going to be a doozy, right? So, first of all, let me preface this by saying that I don't read, just so you guys know, I don't read the YouTube comments on Full Size Run because we get an email saying the video's up. I go check it, scrub through it, make sure everything looks good very quickly, and then I will read the comments.
Just one time?
There's usually just that one time. So this was brought to my attention,
I
right?
haven't even
This
read
came up.
this.
We get a lot of flack here. They're like, oh, what do these experts know, or
Right.
they don't know anything. Listen, fellas or females, whoever's watching, like anyone who's an expert in finance or stocks and bonds and stuff like that, we literally get paid to be experts. We are surrounded by this shit for better or worse 24 hours a day. So this is our damn job. Whether or not we're experts or not, we are not the type of people, just because we own 50 freaking pairs of sneakers, to think that we know everything.
Although I did pronounce Virgil Abloh's name wrong
You're still
on
on
an
time
unboxing
You're still
video.
on time.
Is Virgil Abloh's Air Jordan 1. The Virgil Abloh. And they suggested that I need to lose my sneaker card, so They have revoked my sneaker card temporarily, but it's coming back. We're getting it laminated. It's going to be back in the wallet. I'm going to be in the streets with the card.
Listen, if you're coming at us in the comments, you better have your shit tight. So here we go.
Maze is only perfect. I don't know this man. Maze is only into hype shoes and something with a price tag on it. His input towards basketball/performance sneakers is pointless. If the shoe is not meant for you, shut the fuck up and move on to something you like. Can't be negative when you don't appreciate what they're creating, variety. Just stick to your lifestyle kicks, Supreme, Bape, Off-White is more in his alley.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But basically what I did was debunk that entire thing. I would not be sitting right here if it was not for basketball sneakers. I worked for Nike Basketball for 5-6 years on a basketball show that was only about basketball sneakers. So telling me that my input or opinion on basketball sneakers is pointless is fucking ridiculous, right? So that's that. So I said that. Then he came in and said,
"You're entitled to your opinion, but we all know you don't ride with the performance sneakers, basketball sneakers."
False.
Previous work history does not correlate to what you are wearing currently, which
false.
is more hyped lifestyle sneakers, Jordans. For your information, Maze,
yes,
basketball sneakers are meant to be worn on court.
Oh.
And less towards lifestyle, period.
Really?
The basketball market isn't dead, and then he's got the skull emoji. That is the most idiotic thing I heard from somebody's mouth.
All right. So, first and foremost,
DGT2K.
it says, for your information, Maze, basketball sneakers are meant to be worn on court. Obviously, which is why I'm not wearing basketball sneakers, because this show is not on a basketball court.
We do have a nice hardwood.
So I'm not wearing performance basketball sneakers, dude. Well, I will concede that point to you. Basketball sneakers are meant to be worn on a basketball court. You got that one. Now, the basketball market isn't dead, skeleton face. That is the most idiotic thing I've heard from somebody's mouth. This is from Quartz.com, which is a website that follows these trends in the market, right? The headline was Foot Locker has a Nike problem. And it says, right now, shoppers in the US are in the market for fashion-focused casual sneakers and not so much performance shoes. Fast forward, Nike, meanwhile, still has a heavy focus on performance basketball and running. According to market research firm NPD, Matt Powell's back, Nike sales in athletic, specialty, and sporting goods stores were down 25% in the quarter, which means Nike basketball performance shoes are not doing well. From Matt Powell, who, again, whether you want to call him an expert or an expert without the quotations, his literal job is to do this shit, okay? Nike basketball declined in the mid-singles, and brand Jordan lost about a third of its sales. Under Armour basketball was down about a half. Basketball clearly is not yet back, with sales down 20%. The decline in basketball is now entering its second year. So if me telling you that the Nike basketball or the performance basketball market is dead is the most idiotic thing that you've ever heard come out of someone's mouth, there's a lot of freaking idiots out here, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to tell you. This is a fact.
But you never ever hear from like good commenters, like, I love the show. You're spot on. It's always
except for the guy in real life who saw me on the street yesterday as I was walking to get my lunch and said he loved the show.
That happens.
So I see you guys in real life.
That happens.
It's all smiles.
You know what I'm saying?
Also,
it's all daps when you see us in real life, right? But then on the YouTube, you're like,
interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Real
like Angry Kermit and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
We need some footage of you hooping just to let the people know.
Oh, you know what? If DGT, whatever the hell your name is, if you're in New York, we can go to G's personal basketball court.
Yeah,
wow.
Let's make this happen.
You know what I'm saying? And we can do a full-size run from the basketball court with basketball sneakers on, and I'll bust your ass.
With that, let's move on to offend some sneaker companies by telling them our cops and drops this week.
Yes.
Which sneakers we will be buying, which sneakers we won't be buying. Rich, talk to me.
I will be copping if I had the chance and the money. Supreme isn't dropping anything good this week, so I'll have some extra money. The Nike Lab Zoom Fly SP. This is and Brendan and I talk about this all the time. This model itself is a very insider-y sneaker. A lot of real Nike heads have been attracted to this sneaker. Not so much the general public, but this sneaker to me is a banger. The white and red colorway that I know is higher on your list is also a banger.
I'm still trying to track. If anyone wants to sell me a size 10.5,
You're in there.
My cop of the week is the Swarovski Air Max 97. I love this thing. It's bananas.
Interesting.
But you got $4 for this?
Yeah.
I'm not
How much are
paying
we
for
paying
it.
you?
They are $400 at retail. It is a women's shoe, but I love this. Like the fact that it's actual Swarovski crystals. You know, there's this detailed Nike press release telling you that there are 56,000 crystals on each individual shoe.
Yeah.
Like it's just this weird collaboration that shouldn't make any sense, but I think manages to make sense.
Is anyone copying this though? Anyone
Yeah, the
spending
first
$4?
the ones that they quietly released back in March before they did the press release and all that, those kind of flew.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are trying to flip these on eBay for like $700. I don't know if anyone's buying them. I'm not, but they're on there.
G, what are you copying?
My cop of the week is the Jordan Trunner High LX.
I mess with this.
Yeah, me too,
What's
man.
this?
I like how it's just like a real.
This
rip.
is how Jordan's gonna get back on top over Adidas.
I think so
Let him
because I think they need a new innovation. They need new things that are appealing not to just the basketball court.
Yeah.
And that this is exactly it.
Yeah.
If I can get my hand, I know these only released in Japan, but if I can get
I think
my
they're
hands
coming
on
out
a
this week in the U.S. too.
I saw them somewhere. This is a good sneaker. I like this when I
Yeah.
first saw it too, and I was kind of surprised that, and this no shots to Jordan, that this came out of Jordan because it is
Looks
so futuristically crazy.
Yeah.
That it's dope though.
All right,
blocking
let's talk
is
about
awful.
our drops of the week.
Yes.
And I want to make sure that there are actual drops of the week because last week Rich Lopez did pick a drop of the week. The Supreme X Nike SB
did.
Air
I
Force
did that.
2.
I
That
did
was
that.
your
I
true or
did that.
false. That was your drop of the week.
I did
we
that.
should put
That's
our Slack
true,
on the
okay.
Summer Jams.
I want to convince myself that I want the sneaker, but it's not working.
No.
I love Supreme, but this one is a drop for me, man.
And
I did
then
that.
not a day later, not 24 hours later, you fucking woke up in the morning and like a
least you're
moth to
owning
a
it.
light bulb, you went to the Supreme website at 11 a.m.
No. I actually got
this
these off
is-
sneakers.
Okay, you went to the Nike website and you fucking could not resist. Take him out of the box. Take him out of the box. This was his drop last week, and yet he went. So to the guy saying Rich is only into hype sneakers and he knows nothing else,
Got me.
I absolutely agree with you because here he is fucking telling lies on Full Size Run, buying
Listen.
the exact sneakers that he promised not to. Rich, what's wrong with you?
Hold up. I just want to apologize.
Thank you.
Not only did I lie
you
to
for that.
myself, but most importantly, I lied to the people. And for that, I am gravely sorry. Let me tell you what happened.
let me see it.
This is partly your fault, Brendan. Let me tell you
This
why.
is my fault.
Let me tell you
All
why,
right,
okay?
tell me.
Because these sneakers look like ass trash on in the Supreme pictures, right? But then when Nike dropped their images, I was like, oh, wait a second. These are actually okay. Then on that day, I slept through the release, not literally, but I didn't, I wasn't checking for them. And I go on to sneakers, and an hour and a half later, they're still sitting there. And yes, I couldn't help myself. Listen, I'm a Supreme dude. I mess with Supreme. It's Supreme, you know what I'm saying? This is how I do. And I
Just
have
don't
to.
ever lie to me again.
I lied to the people. And,
Don't ever
and
lie
for
to me
that,
again.
And for that, I'm sorry. But at the same time, size 10 DSFS.
Now that we've got that out of the way,
But
tell
what
us-
I will unequivocally, no fucking way in hell will I be copying this Air more up-tempo.
Oh,
This is the most wildly flagrant, disrespectful thing to ever happen to a Knicks fan ever. And we have been through a lot of wildly disrespectful, flagrant things in our fanhood of the New York Knicks. But Nike dropping an homage to one of my idols, Patrick Ewing, getting viciously teabagged by Scottie Pippen, and then having the audacity to draw that on the footbed is disgusting. I am outraged, and you will not see me ever near this sneaker.
No, it's fucking. We're sharing the drop because
This
we're both
is your
Knicks
drop
fans.
of the week as
Yes.
well. You're not buying this shoe.
Not buying this shoe at all. It's
No.
disrespectful.
Wild.
You're offended.
Yeah.
And if I see you rocking this sneaker, it might be beef.
It's like doing a Mother's Day LeBron with like Delonte West on it or some shit like that. Seriously, it's how fucking disrespectful it is. I
That
probably
was
pissed.
wild.
Delonte West, we'd love to have you on the show.
But yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
What my thing is like, listen, as Knicks fans, this moment is permanently burnt into our
Yes.
heads. Why are you doing this? Why are you making it even worse and immortalizing it on a pair of sneakers, man? That's
Awful.
terrible.
In Knicks colors too. I mean, I don't know. If I see a Knicks fan or anyone in New York City actually rocking these,
It might be beef, right?
yeah, they're gonna catch hands.
You better be ready for this fade. No, but if you're a Knicks fan and you cop these, you're done. Your Knicks fan card will sit next to Brendan's sneakerhead card.
Permanently on the shelf.
We're putting that on the shelf for a minute because this is flagrantly disrespectful. What are you dropping?
Okay, so you guys are both agreeing on this as your drop of the week. Yes. I am picking the latest from Supreme X Vans, and unlike Rich, I'm picking a Supreme shoe and I am not actually buying it days later. The Blood and Semen pack from artist Andre Serrano. I'm not really particularly offended by like the artwork or how the shoes look. I just think there's this tendency when like Supreme does some artist collaboration where everybody wants to go buy it, and I just don't understand spending the money on something if you aren't a fan of the collaborator or the work doesn't mean something to you. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, obviously every time Supreme does a sneaker collaboration like this, it's going to sell out. But I just think so many people are going to go out there and buy it without even thinking about, this guy's work. And I don't get that. The
thing about it is I will 100% not be copying these either. But if I go on Supreme site an hour and a half later and they're sitting there, I will. No, I'm not copying these. These are not good. These are not good.
Well,
but I do have another sneaker here, Brendan, that I want to show. If you are active on sneaker Twitter,
which a wonderful place to be, a wonderful place to spend some time.
You might have seen these one of one Presto X's.
Did we do the air quotes on that?
Can you? Wait.
One of one.
Yep, there you go. To set the story straight, they're not one of ones designed for anybody in particular. They are samples or one-offs designed by Mark Smith. I think that they're dope for what they are. I don't necessarily see me rocking these, but they're dope for what they are.
All right, before we close out the show today, we do want to dip into the mailbag. We have a couple questions. Noel Lopez, Rich, any relation?
No relation.
First question here, what is an iconic / hype sneaker that you guys will never wear? When I saw this, I immediately thought of the Air More Up Tempo. Like I said, I just think, I know it's an important shoe and it's a big deal and I'm not mad at them retroing it a million times, but like that shoe would just look so goofy on me that I'm staying away from it.
I would say Nike Mag because speaking of looking goofy, like it's a movie prop. It's not really a shoe. As cool as it is, but like you would never catch me on the streets.
I think at this point in my life, mine is the Foamposite one.
Yeah?
It's not hyped anymore, but it's iconic.
That's a shoe, I know, like that's a shoe where like I've bought many pairs of foams, but never worn them. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe one day, stop skipping leg day, bulk up a little bit. I'll be Foamposite ready, but I just
even
don't
if
think
you
it's
skip
happening.
them, that's a workout. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is like you said with the up tempo, it's an iconic sneaker. It means a lot, but for me personally, it looks crazy on foot if I'm not hooping.
Matthew Cox on Twitter wants to know, is it lame if you cop a pair from Virgil Abloh's, the 10-pack, and write your name on the sneakers?
Yes, next fucking question. It's fucking corny.
Okay.
Unless you write name, that's actually kind of...
This didn't even cross my consciousness that people would even try to do this thing. This is terrible. Why would you write your own? The whole thing about it is Virgil doing it. Why would you write your own name on your own sneakers?
Yeah.
That shit is corny as fuck. Yeah. And if you're doing that, you're a cornball.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
Next question.
At FunkDoc on Twitter, no relation to Reggie Noble. Why are sneakerheads obsessed with the financial results of sneaker companies? It doesn't matter. Enjoy the shoe.
This is more of a question for our resident financial analyst.
I think here's the thing. Like, sneakers don't exist in a vacuum, right? Mm-hmm. The whole reason we're here is because there is a subculture or culture, if you want to call it. I don't even know if you want to use either of those terms, around sneakers, right? Mm-hmm, yeah. There are historical events that shape the way we think about sneakers. Maybe historical events is too grand a term, but, and sneakers come from brands, and brands are part of, brands and companies, and we want to know what's happening within those companies, I
didn't even know that. That sneakerheads are obsessed with financial.
I think that just people want to know more and more about the brands they're into, right? Okay. So they want to know not just what's coming out or when it's coming out or what Brendan Dunn is wearing, which I think are, high items on the mind of any sane sneakerhead. But I think you just want to know everything you can about.
I don't.
Yeah. I think
I don't give a shit less about the financial results, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm in your boat, man. Funk Doctor is smart, man.
He's a fucking doctor. What did you expect, man?
Put in a little muddy waters in this thing. Got it.
Like it's a piece of evidence that is still anecdotal no matter how you look at it. Yeah.
That's it.
That's all we have for
That's
today,
Full Size
folks.
Run.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Full Size Run. We
Fun
will
show.
be back next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Potentially with Matt Welty, or
Hopefully,
We
with Matt
hope
Welty.
Matt Welty makes it back in one piece. If you see him traversing the midlands of this great country and he looks particularly haggard or down on his luck, please lend a helping hand.
do not give him another beer.
Yeah.
No matter how much he asks, he will not need another beer. I promise you.
We'll be back with Matt Welty, God
Yes.
willing.
Hopefully,
Yes.
he's wearing pants.
Lord willing.
See you then.
What up, everyone? I'm Rich Mays Lopez.
And I'm Brendan Dunn from Soul Collector, asking you to please subscribe to our YouTube page.
Why would anyone want to subscribe to Soul Collector's YouTube?
Listen, man, we have hot takes.
Okay.
We have sneaker release day info.
Okay.
We have release roundup.
Okay.
I like to think we have it all.
We do have it all.
We got to get this page popping.
Do we have any info on Big Baller Brand?
Always.
Sold. Subscribe to Soul Collector on YouTube.